Everybody wants warm transfers, but the fact of the matter is warm transfers really is just an outsourcing of that initial contact process. So if you can become really efficient at that, you can do a similar thing. But there is some value to warm transfers. There's also a lot to be learned from the warm transfer process if you were to pull back the curtain and see what's actually happening. So most warm transfers are actually the result of two things that are important. One, they're not the result of outbound dialing. Many times they start with a series of campaigns, text messages, and email campaigns in order to make and facilitate that initial contact and getting the borrower on the phone so that they can ask them a few qualifying questions and then match them to appropriate lenders and transfer them. So that's the first thing to understand, is that a lot of these warm transfer companies are actually using some new best practices in contact strategies to not start with the phone, but ultimately that transfer and that phone call is the most valuable, and so they get the borrower to that. The second thing that's really interesting is most warm transfers are actually made as a result of the warm transfer company working, or sometimes even acquiring and buying, large volumes of aged leads because they're very inexpensive. And then they use their very effective contact strategies in order to make that phone call happen, ask those qualifying questions, and then appropriately match them to a good lender with a warm transfer. And so that is behind the curtains, the secret of warm transfers.